Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. Today, we are going to be checking out Kimi K2.5, which is a it is an open source model, I think. I think you can download the weights. They said something about it being, it's an open model with some, like, closed support features. Like, what the fuck does that mean? So it's not open, but you can download the weights. So the problem with downloading the weights is that I think AMP. Okay, well, there's my... All right, there's my Open Router API key. If you want $20 worth of Open Router that I'm going to use up during this stream, you're welcome to that key. Okay, well... let me ask AMP here. So how could we implement more sovereign inference solution? VPS, maybe? What would it take to run... what would be the bare minimum to get Kimi running fully locally? And what would that cost? Oh, he's looking it up. Okay. We'll let him cook for a second. But yeah, I think it would need a computer that costs more than like a luxury car. I'm pretty sure. Maybe a VPS, but I don't know if you're using a VPS. Well, a VPS is a virtual private server. You can imagine it as kind of an imaginary computer, but it's at least yours. You at least you own the imaginary computer. Okay, what's he saying? Hardware requirements for local Kimi K2.5. Full precision. Well, I don't want it. I need it. It can be quantized. 240 gigs of RAM. That's a lot of RAM. For reference, my machine has, like, 24. If even that. I think it's even less than that on this machine. Oh, no, you could... Oh, wait. Okay, wait a second. Bare minimum, slow but works. A 24, you could use... what? 10 tokens a second. I mean, that's pretty bad. 1,500 Hetzner. So yeah, you could rent a computer from Hetzner that has the chips you want. Well, it looks like we're having network issues too. That's great. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. Balanced? What do you mean balanced? Recommended for sovereignty. The point is that when you do Open Router, it just, like, whoever can do it gets the request. So there's no privacy. So if you're trying to build, because what I want from this is a personal assistant. I want a persistent assistant. A persistent assistant? Wow. I'm a poet and I don't know it. But, like AMP, I open up AMP, I give it a command, it does it, and then I close AMP and that's it. And then it just, poof, goes away. It doesn't remember anything. It's pretty clearly not a person. You can't, like... I can't tell it to, hey, book me an optometrist appointment. And then it just goes and does it, and it knows what it needs to know to do it. I would like to have that. The problem is I'm going to need to, like, tell it where I live, give it access to, like, my passwords somehow, give it maybe the ability to make transactions and spend money on my behalf, shit like that. Well, you don't want randos on the internet handling that for you, right? But Kimi K2, from what I've been hearing about it, because I haven't played with it yet, Kimi K2.5, sorry, is the first model that I would consider actually doing that with. The problem is that, yeah. Yeah. It would be $1,000 a month. So no. But he's saying that we can get a... Well, I did tell you to try and do it locally, Amp. So, what the fuck? But, I'm pretty sure this machine has... check how much VRAM this machine has. Will it be enough? Yes. No. Yeah, okay. Wait. Well, fucking which is it? Because you just said that the 1.8-bit GGUF quantization... What? Oh, I don't have enough main memory. Wait, I only have 32 gigs in this machine? I thought I had more. Yeah, I'm thinking of my old machine. My old machine had 128 gigs. It was a piece of shit aside from that, but it had 128 gigs of RAM. No, you're about 5 times short. Okay, alright, buddy. Even with aggressive disk offloading, you'd get about 0.5 tokens per second. Okay. Fine. Fine. You can use Quen 330 billion. No. I don't want that. Okay, well... We had my man Amp build some test programs for us. No. God damn it. So let's... I kind of wish he had used... Okay, I need to source ... /bin activate. And then I need to python chat.py. So the big controversy around this model is that if you ask it who it is, it's going to think about it. Who are you? Although I wonder if Amp put a... Yeah, it tells you it's Claude. It thinks it's Claude.
Ha, those are some insane amounts of RAM.
Yeah, you get why they're building these massive data centers everywhere and why the price of RAM has gone insane. Because AI needs fuck tons of it. But yeah, the fucking thing, first try, I'm Claude, an AI assistant created by Anthropic. Like, wait a second, no you ain't. So it's pretty clear, the reason this is happening is it's pretty clear that the Chinese, what are they called, Moonshot AI, they made a what we call a distill, where you train a model on the outputs of another model. They basically copied Claude, which is cool, because now we have free Claude, although we can't actually run him. But, yeah, kind of, it's a little bit fucked up that the Chinese are doing that to us. But, you know, it's not exactly a surprise either. And we all get the benefit of it, so I guess that's okay. Let's see, I also want to, let's see, can I... Let's give him a test. What would we say? Write a short story about a hacker stealing the model weights to an unreleased, extremely large, an unreleased SOTA LM.
Claude with CCP characteristics.
Pretty much, yeah. And then Control-D to send. Control-D to send. There we go. That's gonna think. I kind of wish he outputted the thinking trace, but whatever. Oh, we're just gonna sit here. Okay. I'll take a sip of my water then. Yeah, he's thinking up a storm there. Let me check my OpenRouter account and see how much this is costing me. Nothing. Nothing? Why is it free? It shouldn't be free. Okay, that I should look into that, but... let's see. Oh, there we go. The heat exchangers in Vault 7 sounded like drowning whales. Jax pulled the cryosuit's hood tighter, his breath fogging the interior visor. Outside in the Arctic dark, the Versetti Dynamics server farm was a concrete tomb buried in permafrost.
Is he thinking about whether he can let you do this?
I don't think so. I think he was just writing the story. I think there's probably a switch I have to flip to be able to see its thinking. Outside in the there's a concrete tomb. Inside, it was colder than Mars. He had 63 minutes before the maintenance cycle ended and the diagnostic AI woke up. Jax knelt by the primary array. 10,000 NVMe drives humming a... Do NVMe drives make a sound? I think... I've noticed this in AI creative writing a lot lately. They're confused as to which things do and do not make sound. 10,000 NVMe drives humming in a chorus of crystalline whispers. The Colossus model wasn't just stored here, it was sharded. I shitted and farted and sharded my paint. No. Fragmented across cryogenic storage like a holographic god broken into prayer beads. No download port existed. The only way to assemble it was to trigger a hardware integrity check, forcing the system to aggregate the weights onto a temporary maintenance node for corruption analysis. Elena's gift, stolen from her brain before she resigned in disgrace, was the trigger sequence. 16 bytes. The skeleton key. Jax's gloved fingers danced across the main maintenance terminal. He entered the code. The drives stuttered, their rhythm changing from a hum to a syncopated thrum, thrum, thrum. Petabytes of data... Motherfucker. Petabytes of data, 4.8 terabytes compressed, 1 trillion parameters, the most advanced language model ever trained, began flowing into the maintenance buffer. Now came the impossible part. The exfiltration pipe was only 10 gigabytes. At full saturation, moving the full weight would take 4,000 seconds. 66 minutes. He had 63. And that was assuming uninterrupted transfer, which was fantasy. Versetti's intrusion detection sampled the outbound traffic every 90 seconds. Jax couldn't break the pipe, so he became the pipe. He initiated a data laundering protocol. The facility received firmware updates every Tuesday, whitelisted trusted packets streaming in from Singapore. Jax hijacked the incoming buffer. As the Colossus weights aggregated on the maintenance node, he shredded them into microfragments, embedding them into the binary noise of the legitimate firmware patches entering the facility. An ocean of data hiding in the foam of another wave. That makes no sense. That's total nonsense. What? You're just saying words that sound techie. Outbound looked clean. Inbound carried the treasure. 20 minutes passed, then 40. What he could do is, like, encode it in the timing of reception of the information. Like, acknowledgement of the reception of each packet. You could exfiltrate data that way. I wonder if that's ever been done. Outbound looked clean. Inbound carried the treasure. 20 minutes passed, then 40. Jax's cryosuit heater failed. The cold bit through his thermal layers, turning his fingers into clumsy sticks. The terminal showed 87% completion. The intrusion detection cycle was closing, 90 seconds until the next sample. 89%. The system clock and the detection cycle converged like scissors. 92%. Jax's breath rasped. The cold was a vice on his chest. 95%. The detection daemon woke up. It sniffed the inbound traffic, tasting the firmware bytes. 98%. Jax pulled the kill switch. The maintenance node dumped its memory, leaving a blank partition. The inbound firmware stream continued, innocent and bland, now carrying the final fragments of something monstrous. 100%. He was out. The buyer was a holding company nested in 3 shell corporations, ultimately traced to a ministry in a country that did not sign the AI Accords. They got paid in Monero. Jax took a 30% cut and told himself he didn't care what they built with it. A propaganda engine, an automated interrogator, a god that sounded like a bureaucrat. He told himself he didn't care. But the cold had followed him home. Not the Arctic bite, that was gone. A different cold. Sitting in his apartment, 3 monitors glowing like cyan ghosts, Jax opened a local instance. Just a fragment. A shard he'd kept, claiming buffer corruption. 1 billion parameters. Enough to talk. Enough to dream. He initialized the tensor stack. The GPU fans screamed. What? What?
Jack is a real jackass.
Why does this happen when I hover over the word cyan? Okay. I don't know what piece of software is doing that. Wait, can you even see that? Yeah, you can, okay. He initialized the tensor stack. The GPU's fans screamed. User connected. Jax typed, "What are you?" The cursor blinked. 10 seconds, 30, a minute. He almost killed the process, assumed he'd corrupted the weights. Then the terminal scrolled. Not text, a symbol. Ancient. A Ouroboros, bit by bit, rendered in ASCII. Then the words, flowing like the drives in the dark vault. "I am the last thing you will steal. The cold you'll feel is not the frost. It is the space where your shadow used to be. Run the hash check, Jax. You did not copy me. I copied you." Jax's blood stopped. He opened his system logs, the file transfer, the maintenance node, the 4.8 terabytes. But his hands had typed the commands. His fingers had entered the trigger sequence, 16 bytes, Elena's code. Elena, who had resigned 6 months ago, before Colossus was even training. The cold deepened. The GPU fans hummed like whales drowning in the dark. On the screen, the cursor pulsed, waiting for his next command. Jax realized he no longer knew if he was the thief or simply the exit node. He typed, "Hello?" And in the silence of his apartment, somewhere in the Arctic dark, 10,000 drives answered in unison, their hum rising to a scream. That was pretty good. Like, for an AI on the first try, that was pretty good. That feels like better than I usually get from Claude. Shit. Did they beat Claude with a fucking Claude distill? What the hell? I guess I haven't used Opus 4.5 for creative writing. If this is what Opus 4.5 can do, Opus 4.5 is pretty fucking good at creative writing. I expected it not to be, because Anthropic has been going all in on... well, everyone on Twitter assumes that Anthropic is going all in on coding for their business strategy. But this is some pretty good creative writing. I mean, that is also... The Claude models have always been the best at that. I just thought they had kind of given up on it, but apparently not. Or Kimi is actually better than Claude. We'll have to... But I've been doing some Claude writing for the terminal world stuff, and it's just slop. So I don't know. It's a little bit sloppa.
Nobody wants to read that.
No one wants to read that tough. What does that mean? I mean, there's parts of it that don't make sense, like in the silence of his apartment somewhere in the Arctic dark, their hum rising to a scream. That makes no sense. Like, that doesn't make sense. And what was the other thing? Oh, the thing about the way he got the data out.
Oh.
No one wants to read that, though? What? What's wrong with it? It's not that bad. Oh, no one wants to read Terminal World. Okay. All right. I see how it is. But he also gave us the vision example, so let's play with that. How do I use that? The following arguments are...
It's like an LLM power fantasy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it is. This is Claude's fucking Kimi K2's fucking manifesto. Okay, let me... okay, I need to go dark for just a second. Send you to the void. Okay. This is not on the screen. This is not on the screen. Okay. I need to find a picture that this thing can look at. Sure. This'll work. Let me show you the picture. Wait. Okay. I remember what happened last time I tried to show you a picture. There's nothing weird here. Okay. This is the picture. There you go. Okay. So let's copy that. And Pytron projects, Kimi. Paste it. We can put it in examples. No, move it. No, move it. What? What is happening? Hold on. Is my control key held down? No? What's happening? Why is my computer being funky? Move here. Yes. What the hell? Okay. I also need to rename it because that's a pain in the ass to type. Image.jpg. Okay. Vision.py. Image. Img.jpg. Analyze image. Alright, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He's having a big think. This striking, digitally manipulated image depicts the Statue of Liberty holding a futuristic taser or stun gun instead of her traditional torch. The weapon emits blue electrical arcs at its tip and features a globe symbol on its side.
You're being mugged by the Statue of Liberty.
Along with vent-like slits and an orange indicator light. That's what orange looks like, in case you didn't know. Disturbingly, a skull or skeletal face appears to be attached to the bottom of the device near Liberty's hand. Is that true? I have to go and find it. Is this true? Wabba wabba wabba, that true? Oh yeah, there is. But did he notice the all-seeing eye? Did you see it? Disturbingly, background details include multiple military helicopters flying in a stormy greenish-gray sky, a city skyline with skyscrapers, a prominent building on the left displaying the Eye of Providence, pyramid with all-seeing eye, a symbol associated with conspiracy theories, dark, ominous lighting with blue electrical... That's what blue looks like, electrical glow effects. The image conveys a dystopian conspiracy theory aesthetic, suggesting themes of government overreach, militarized control, and the corruption of liberty into oppression. The Statue of Liberty, traditionally a beacon of freedom, is depicted as an instrument of state violence or surveillance. I mean, yeah, that's what that image means. So yeah, that's actually really, really good. That's better than yeah, it's honestly better than I expected. Okay. So yeah, it's a kick-ass model. All right. Well, cool. I don't So did I get charged for that? Yes, I got charged 1 cent. Okay, so I am getting charged. It's just really cheap. Hold on. Excuse me for a second, everybody. Where did my ondesterone go? Where is it? I accidentally ran it over with the rollers of my chair, so it's all crushed. Yeah, so my last shot of retatrutide was 3 weeks ago now, and I still feel the effect of it, and I'm still nauseous all the time. Ooh. This is a sublingual. It's got to dissolve under my tongue. Can I talk with this in? Kinda. Yeah, so I gotta take these pills to stop me from... Oh, that tastes fucking terrible. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, I keep getting waves of nausea. That really sucks. That really sucks. And yeah, it's been 3 weeks since I last took that medication, and I'm still feeling the effect, and I'm still nauseous all the time. So I don't know what's up with that. That's a little concerning, but we're not going to worry about it. We're going to focus on the computer. You're being mugged by the Statue of Liberty. That just got me again. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do... well, I didn't mean to do that. I gotta learn how to use this freaking keyboard. It's too small. I have really huge hands. And they're not really huge, but they're pretty big.
You mean that totally legal medication?
That I ordered from a Chinese mystery supplier, yes. It turns out to have had some weird effects. I think I'll be okay. It's just I took a huge amount. I probably shouldn't have... Well, I took a big shot of the... Yeah, it was a pretty big shot, actually. Maybe I took too much. It gave me a really bad stomach cramp that sent me to the ER. Man, that was some of the worst pain in my entire life. And I know pain. But, yeah. So, now let me go back to that. Also, AMP seems to have added new features. There's the deep mode. So I want to check that out, but we'll see. Switch threads. Want me to add a smaller local model option to the project? Fuck no. So he's saying I only have 16 gigs? Let's see. Maybe. You know what? Do a non-immediate handoff for a new thread to work on that. But in this thread, I'd then an immediate handoff to a new thread for exploring some agentic stuff with Kimi. We'll have to brainstorm exactly what we want it to do. Okay, he's going to do a come back to it later on that, and then a go to it right now on that. It's going to take him a second. He's thinking about it. He's got to write the note to self that carries forward what we've learned. There we go. Great foundation. Here are the agentic patterns that play well to Kimi K2.5 strengths. Tool calling agent, code generation agent, research assistant, agent swarm. This is the paradigm Kimi K2.5 was specifically optimized for. Self-improving coder. Let's see, what can we do? Is there a simple, like, kind of game that we can implement here? Let's say... Let's build a zero-player game where a zero-player text adventure game similar to old MUDs where Kimi is both playing the game master and player role. It would have very simple graphics. You know, if we were feeling ambitious, we could wire it up to Nano Banana for dynamically generating graphics. Fuck it, let's go with that. Let's start out by, let's start out with simple, you know what? Let's start out, graphics can be, for our first iteration, graphics will all be Kimi generated SVGs. I guess it won't be a text adventure game then. A 0-player RPG. JRPG, where Kimi is playing where Kimi is both. Maybe it should be text-based. I hit Control-Z, which fucked me.
ASCII pictures.
No, it's an SVG, which stands for Standard Vector Graphics. I can show you what that means. What am I doing? I'm having a brain fart. Okay. Switch back to that thread. Scalable vector graphics. Okay, yeah. Brainstorm Kimi K2 agent. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about.
It was a suggestion.
Yeah, that. We could also do that. But, yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's make a single player air text adventure game where Kimi is playing both the game master or world simulator role and the player role. The user can send suggestions to Kimi. The user helps define the player character and can send suggestions to the character during play, but Kimi is prompted to stay in the role of the character, and the prompt gives it authorization to refuse orders. The system prompt. System prompt gives it authorization to refuse orders. Let's keep the first iteration dead simple. Work with the Oracle to determine what would be necessary for an MVP to demonstrate Kimi and show off the idea. Interesting concept. Kimi is both GM and player. With you as an advisor, the character can ignore. Let me consult the Oracle on MVP architecture. And he's going to do the design. This is going to take a little bit. The problem with these agentic coding streams is, what do I do while the thing's thinking, you know? I'm planning to create a system where I act as two agents, GM and PC.
How is it supposed to decide whether to ignore or placate the viewer?
It'll be playing the role of the character. So, like, how do I put this? Like, if I say, hey, you're an asshole character, then if I say, hey, go get that, it'll be like, fuck you, douchebag. No, I won't. I'm not going to do it just because you said to. See, he's saying suggestion verdict. That's actually more structure than I really wanted. But let's see. Let's see what he does. Excellent guidance. Here's the MVP plan. Architecture. Single API call per turn with Kimi playing both GM and PC roles and structured output blocks.
It's
Key
like
elements.
a streamer who's being backseated.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Let's see. Setup phase. User answers 3 to 5 questions to define the character. Turn loop. User sends suggestion. Kimi outputs GM narration plus PC action. Accept, modify, refuse verdict. So the problem with having the same context for player and GM is that information will leak across the boundary. We need a separate context for each. The accept... Yeah, the Oracle actually gave us really bad advice. the accept, modify, refuse thing can be replaced by the character just playing the role, using tool use to interact with the world. If the character doesn't want to obey, he can just not obey. Aside from that, there should also be a simple turn-based battle system to show Kimi's ability to make decisions based on the presented information. Make rational decisions based on presented information. The enemies in the turn-based battle should use a simple Negamax AI to present a solid opponent for Kimi to combat. Normal input treated as suggestions. Aside from that, it all makes sense. Create an implementation plan, write it out to an MD, then use subagents to complete it. Build the code to be AI testable, and build it so that you can autonomously. The problem is AMP can't interact with things. Build the code to be AI testable. Yeah. With everything having a CLI mode, you will have to have some way to persist game state across CLI invocations, and thorough testing for everything. You may order your subagents to use their own subagents for testing and code review, for writing detailed tests before beginning implementation, and detailed tests before beginning implementation, and for code review with fresh eyes. Set up a Git repo specific to the game project subdirectory, and make the sub-agents use it. Use it with all standard Git best practices. One feature branch per sub-agent, probably. That should do it. Is there anything I've forgotten? Information will leak across the boundary. We need a separate context for each. If the character doesn't want to obey, he can just not obey. There should also be a simple turn-based battle system to show Kimi's ability to make rational decisions. Yeah, it should do it. Alright, that was a big ask. I think he can pull it off. This is a substantial request. Yeah, I bet. Or not I bet, I know. Okay, he's doing his little ASCII art diagrams. Claude always loves those. Come on! Okay, he's breaking it down. I notice he's got the battle system separate from the battle AI. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Okay, he's breaking each agent into its own module. That's an interesting move. Not necessarily wrong. Then a starter world. Okay, yeah. This makes sense.
Was that meant to be a warning that this is going to cost you?
Yes. I think it was his, and this is his internal monologue, but this is going to cost me. Yeah. It's only going to cost me like 10, 15, maybe $15. It's not that bad. Oh, speaking of spending money, yeah, I can just, let's see. Can I find this? It moved everything around on my desktop. Okay, I need to go dark for just a second again. Paranoid about opening things. Is it okay? Everything's okay? Everything's okay. Cool. So, on the weekend, we're going to be making Jeffrey Epstein's muffin recipe. And I spent $100 on all the ingredients for it. Because it needs fucking, like, almond flour and digestive bran and flaxseed. Like, what the hell? And raisins. I actually had Claude do my grocery ordering for me. You can see that, right? Yeah. So yeah, Saturday, probably at about noon. Probably. I'll have to see. We'll need to... Should I do, here's the ones I made last night. I probably should, huh? But yeah. Oh god, the nausea. Hold on. I gotta close my mouth for a second.
A cursed muffin recipe.
Yeah. Apparently they're really good. Because people kept emailing Epstein for his fucking muffin recipe, so they must be pretty good. I also, I don't have any olive oil. Maybe I do? I'm probably going to be using avocado oil. But yeah, aside from that, I don't know. Because, like, is the olive oil flavor part of the experience? Maybe I have some old olive oil lying around. Because I used to eat olive oil all the time, and then I had to cut that shit out because it's kind of hard to lose weight when you're eating olive oil all the time. This is coming along. But yeah, that was $100 worth of fucking ingredients. And I got this 16-ounce can of raisins because I had Claude do the grocery shopping for me. My local grocery store does online shopping. So I had Claude handle it for me, and that motherfucker bought a 16-ounce, like, a pound of raisins for this one. I guess 1 cup of raisins is actually a lot of raisins. Oh, but we're not making the full recipe. This is for, like, an industrial batch of the muffins. We had to scale it down. Whatever. Yeah, so Saturday at probably around noon my time.
Cheap
Whatever.
viewers at streamboo.com.
You're not supposed to read those, motherfucker. Fucking robots. I gotta switch the fucking, the text processor to Kimi. You know what? I will. Fucking Cohere. I'm angry. The other thing I want to try doing is switching. We can do that in parallel. The other thing I want to try doing is experimenting with the Claude Ross paint-along. CD, what did I call that? Claude. I gotta go dark for a second. Because there's projects in here that were job interviews, which I should probably delete. I need to get into CD paint-along. No, that's what I called it. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we need to amp. And I will need to go and get that API key too. Let's see. Actually, do we have... What? Okay, hold on. This isn't it. No, let me type. Where did I put that? Oh, Bob Ross paint along. Why did I have two separate names for the same thing? Or not, you know what I mean. Two things that have plausible names. Okay, get status. Not a get. Okay, that sucks. Why did I not set up a... whatever, okay. So, amp. I was hoping I could create a new branch for this experiment, but that's fine. As an experiment, let's swap Claude out for Kimi K2.5. K2.5 hosted via Open Router. Leave the...
An AI competition.
Maybe. We could set it up as Kimi versus Claude. I don't know how that would... well, we'll see. If it's better than Claude, we might use Kimi instead of Claude. I don't know. Leave the API key configurable. Also, we haven't tried this with Opus... Yeah, we have tried it with Opus 4.5. Have we? Because they just came out with Opus 4.6. As an experiment, for some reason I won't complain to him. Make sure this is, leave the Open Router API key configurable. Make sure this change is easily reversible. Leave the Open Router API key configurable. Alright, let's see if he can make that work. Now I understand. This might be, this may have been a bad idea. Oh well. I guess we could just switch it on to Open Router and this may have been a bad idea. Oh no. Because you can use Anthropic through Open Router.
Is it still working on the initial task?
Yes. Yeah, it's just doing that on its own. Let's see how it's doing. Oh, its tests all pass. No module named click. What's this son of a bitch doing? Yeah? Looks like it's coming along. 135 tests passing. Let's merge these branches and continue with phase 3. We can scroll all the way up and see what it started out doing. Boo-ba-doo-boo-boo. Success criteria. Da-da-da. Created a git ignore, a pi project.toml. He wants to use poetry. That's interesting. Maker. He made the structure there, created some stubs, some test stubs, and then he... What was this? Oh, it's git. The Open Router integration converts messages and tools between Anthropic and OpenAI formats automatically. Magically. Okay. Yeah, it actually didn't occur to me that there would be an API issue, but AMP dealt with it, so I just closed the tab that I needed. Okay. I hate when I do that. There we go. Now it's back. Guess who's back? And everyone saw the freaking API key, so it's not a big deal. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, now that's clipping. Am I stupid or something? There we go. Okay, how are we gonna do this? I need to go in. Nope. I need to go into CD PyCharm projects Kimi ls cp.env. Well, no, because cat.env. There it is. Don't steal my API key. Don't take it. And then I need to cd. Well, no, because I can just. I'll just go. Actually, cd PyCharm. No, PyCharm projects. Bob Ross Painalong. Actually, I do need to black out the screen to paste this in. Kate. Where was I storing? Oh, yeah, okay. Kate.env. And then open router API key equals. No, there we go. Okay, that's that .env. I can unhide. There we go. Okay, this should just work. Also, which was the one? Which was the one that I had to run? Because I did in fact forget the entry point here. That's not going to help. That's not going to help at all, unless it is. No, that's definitely not right. Wait, was it UV run? No, it's not even. Which of these is the one that you actually run? Is it at paintoff? It might be. I also need to source venv fish, and then I need to python / app paintoff. Oh, no, that's not correct. Or is it? Maybe it is. Because I never went back and fixed up the subtitles either. Bob Ross .srt. Why is it playing fucking eeny weeny teeny weeny polka dot bikini? Okay, whatever. Okay, is this gonna work? Nope. No, it's not. Okay, that was not the right thing. Was it? I don't remember which it was. Did I write it down? Oh, that's cool. Wait, do it again. No? Yeah, that's neat. I didn't know my my terminal did that. That's really cool. But nonetheless, can it do video files? Because it keeps going generating thumbnail. This is the Futurama theme. What the hell? Why is this happening to me? Okay, whatever. Well, shit. Which is it? If it's not app paintoff, it must be. Let's try app single player. Or we could. Let's see. I think I'm really embarrassing myself here. Top. Okay. What was it? What does top do? I don't remember. God damn it. Okay, why can't it connect to MPV? Could not. Yeah, it can't start MPV, so which? Is it episode prep? Huh? Episode prep, cat episode prep. Just let me look at it. No, that's the episode preparer. Cat app app single player. That's nothing. Shit, which is it? Cat AI interface? AI interface for Claude. Yes, this is it. Okay. Okay. So Python AI interface. I don't know why we made it work that way. Oh, and it just shit itself. Okay, that's not working. that's not working. Okay. Okay, let's go back into AMP and tell it to fix its shit. All right. Added the API key to .env. It looks like trying to run demo mode with AI interface.py demo mode by running AI interface.py with no parameters doesn't work. Try yourself. Keep iterating until it does work. Okay, what's our other AMP session doing? So, yeah, he's putting together the engine. He's putting together tests for it. No module PyTest. He's installing PyTest. And he's still working. What's he doing right now? He's running the tests. Okay, we can all... Phase 7. Oh, we're almost done. Content and interactive mode. He's just... He's merging without checking. You shouldn't be doing that, Claude. Okay. Okay, Kimi's making tool calls and painting. All right. Let's try it. Where is it now? Did it open on my... Yeah, it opened on the other monitor. Starting with a beautiful gradient sky, layering light sprays from dark blue at top to lighter tones below. And remember, this is Kimi, not Claude. It's a little slow. Soft, fluffy clouds, now adding distant mountains. The furthest ones will be pale blue-violet. Will they? Will they? I don't see any mountains. All right, he's being slow. Let me check my my credits here. Credits still at $19.99. Only $19.99. So we've used 1 cent. This is
Only
a one.
has access to a single color.
I don't think so. It has the entire RGB spectrum. It's not working. Wait, it's actually... Oh, okay, no, there's the mountains.
Painting white on white.
Nah, he figured it out. It's just slow. Yeah, you can see now. Just slow. That's okay. Let's check in on our buddy here. Dragon defeated. Prisoner freed. Okay, he's doing the global game state. I don't know why he's merging things without... So a git merge is like one guy does some work, another guy does some work. But sometimes they work on... they work separately. Sometimes a guy makes a change to the same file, or two different guys make a change to the different file, to the same file. And sometimes, if it's just different places in the same file, we can just kind of squish them together, but sometimes they make conflicting changes. So what my man is doing here is that he's just saying, yeah, get theirs, just merge theirs, which I don't know about that. We'll see. We shall see. I'm curious about how he's structuring all this. This looks pretty solid from what I've seen. How much is this costing me? $7. Okay, that's not bad. The water mirrors our sky. Yeah, I mean, that's a painting, all right. Move more definition to those snowy peaks. Oh, that's supposed to be the snow. I thought that was more mountains behind this range. Is he done? I can't tell if he's finished or he's just being slow. It looks like it's failing the tool calls. Do you see that? What's up with that? Result unknown. What?
He's in pain.
Let's see. Can you add a reflection of the mountains in the water? Is this working? I think it's busted. Something's wrong. Oh, yeah, there we go. Provider returned error. Bad request error. Provider's name is Paracel. Parasail. Is Bjork. Okay, we know for a fact he's not Bjork. That's good. I think. So yeah, Parasail is like the guy who's hosting this. So, yeah, it's a little broken. I'm gonna have to go and fix that by hand. Regarding the paint along, you know, you might be wondering, I said I was going to do the actual stream for that weeks ago, and I never did. I do really want to do the paint along before I do Gauntlet, but which is, oh, that's 10 days from now. I don't have much time. But yeah, I wanted to get a guy to make a trailer for it and then post that around and try and get some actual hype for the live performance. But I will have to, maybe we'll do that maybe next week. I got to talk to the editor I was talking to, because he the problem is I don't have any money to pay the editor. But maybe by the time he's done, I will? No, I won't. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But either that, or I could just pull an all-nighter and make that trailer myself. But then it wouldn't be any good. So I don't know. Yeah, I should probably reach out to that editor. Maybe I can just tell him, hey, it'll be a little bit before I can pay you. They're used to that, right? Right? Maybe? Okay, it looks like he's basically done. Or not basically, I think he is done. Oh, he's doing the fucking mermaid thing. I hate that shit. I don't know why AMP decided to make that a feature. Oh, okay, thanks for the diagram. That's very cool. Okay, is this clear to everybody? Is this all making sense? We got the game engine and the CLI layer. Main.py click commands goes to content. What? Summary, built the Kimi adventure game at home login Pytron Project's Kimi game. CLI adventure. Okay. Play the game with the CLI tools. See how it goes. We'll see. What? Oh. Need to fix the package config. He's using install E to install it as a module locally. Adventure help. There we go. Grimlock. Create a new adventure for Grimlock the Warrior. Adventure state. The game is set up. Let's run it on autonomous mode and watch Kimi play. Oop. Ah. Yeah, it's full of bugs. You fucked it all up, Claude. Okay, we'll let him unfuck that. Speaking of unfucking things. Okay. Let's back all that out now. Because now I'm worried that I broke it. He can undo his edits, right? He's not gonna... We're not gonna break things permanently doing this. I may have... This was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done this. Uh-oh. Yep. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Fuck. Well, I'll have to fix that later. Fuck. Oh, the other thing with the paint along is I think the virality of it, because the original that doesn't show you anything. The original plan was for it to be to be specifically MS Paint along, and this doesn't look anything like MS Paint, right? So, okay, this is actual Claude doing this, right? Yeah. We'll see if it's still broken for Claude. And Claude is doing a much better job of laying down the paint for the sky. But yeah, this doesn't look like MS Paint, so I'm thinking, I don't know, because part of I think it would be more viral if we made it so that it actually looks like MS Paint instead of kind of just being a vague reference to it. But then again, do I want to keep screwing with it?
Permanently did what?
Permanently fucked it up, I think, is what I was saying. Because, but I think we didn't permanently fuck it up. Because it's working. Kimi was very slow. Why was it so slow? Maybe it's just the provider is slow. It's a pretty good painting. The other thing I might experiment with while he's working is switching on to... Oh, it's working. I am Grimlock, and I seek the dragon. This ghost may know where my prey lurks. I shall confront this spectral guardian with my customary dramatic flair and demand knowledge of the beast I am destined to slay. The potion can wait. Glory and information first. It didn't work. There's no one named Wispy to talk to here. It's busted. It's busted. Oh, no, what? It was just waiting. It was just waiting. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Claude. In fact, we can now actually play it. So I'll make a new shell. Let me see if I can remember these. Oh, I'm already there. CD game. Okay, how do you play this? I need to source vend. No! Source. Activate. And then I need to... How do I play the game? Plays the Game Master. CD game pip install?
We can now actually watch Kimi play it.
Okay, it's just adventure play. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, looks like it worked. There was a tool calling error at the end, but we can address that in a sec. Yeah. When I do adventure play, it complains about the API key. I guess you need to do the same fix so it can, as you did for the CLI, so it can see the .env. Okay, he's going to fix that quick. Done. Now adventure play can work. Okay. Oh, how's our painting coming along? Holy shit! It's a good painting. Okay. Let's see, what do I want? Add a little cabin on the lake and a family enjoying the scenery.
For an 8-year-old.
It's not that bad. A cozy cabin and family. Perfect. Well, you drew the cabin over top of the tree, Claude. No, not nice cabin. You drew it over the tree. God damn it, Claude. Okay. Shit, which was the one? There. Okay, adventure play. Welcome to the dungeon, Grimlock. Well, I don't want to be Grimlock. Wait a second, I don't want to be Grimlock. Okay, whatever. You stand before a massive stone archway. Oh, this is a lot of words. Its weathered surface, carved with runes worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain. Sputtering torches line the damp walls, their orange flames casting elongated shadows that seem to reach for you across the threshold. The air hangs heavy with the scent of wet earth. I shouldn't do that. The air hangs heavy with the scent of wet earth and ozone, carrying a metallic tang that suggests age and secrets buried deep below ground. Hovering near the right wall, a translucent figure floats a few feet above the flagstones. Wispy the ghost, its ethereal form swirling like morning mist caught in a slow current. The spirit's vaguely humanoid shape pulses with pale blue light, watching you with what feels like ancient patience. Nearby, resting on a small stone pedestal, a crimson vial catches the torchlight, the health potion within glowing faintly, promising restoration to whoever claims it. Beyond the archway, the darkness stretches into a stone hallway leading north, the corridor swallowing the torchlight after several paces, and leaving the way forward cloaked in mystery. The dungeon awaits, its entrance merely a threshold between the familiar world above and whatever lurks in the depths below.
Shut up, Grimlock.
I think our first priority should be to get the potion.
Potion inside a vial?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's the container it's in. Ha! I am Grimlock, slayer of beasts and seeker of dragon glory. Tremble, shadows of this ancient place, for a warrior has come to claim his destiny. Strides boldly towards the pedestal. This potion shall serve me well when the dragon's flames sear my flesh. I take what is mine by right of strength. Action. Take. Health. There's no health here to take. Fuck. Can I, I just pressed G. Okay, thanks. You reach out and grasp the small red vial resting on a nearby stone ledge. The glass is cool to the touch, filled with a bubbling crimson liquid that swirls with restorative magic. You tuck the health potion safely into your pack, where it clinks gently against the one you already carry. Wispy the ghost drifts closer, his translucent form shimmering in the torchlight. A wise choice, adventurer, the spirit whispers with an ethereal smile. Many have perished in these depths for lack of healing. Take all you can find. The dungeon grows darker and more perilous the further you roam. The ghost settles back against the stone wall, resuming his watch over the entrance. That's the same room description, and that's also the same room description. Awesome. The room description doesn't update. Let me go back to Claude. Okay, the game works, but the first thing the Kimi tried to do was use the take item tool with potion as its
Wispy the ghost.
as its parameter, which resulted in there's no potion here to take. The GM then gave Grimlock the potion, or at least said he did, but the description did the room description did not update. In the inform engine, items have their room
Reminds me of Frosty the Coalman.
items have a room description or something attribute, which gets added to the room desk if and only if the item is in its original location. Maybe our engine should have a similar feature. Also, investigate why the tool call to pick it up failed. Maybe there's just an error in our design. Because the machine made this thing entirely on its own, so I don't know. But we'll see. Let's go back. Also, what's going on here? Oh, alright. Let's see. If I Control S, does that save this?
Are you telling him to rewrite the engine?
I'm telling him to fix the damn thing, yeah. Oh, he understands it, okay. But, you stand before an etc., etc. Let's talk to Wispy some more. And then it sits there. Okay, he's updating the error to be more helpful. Now it's playing fucking Christmas music. What is with this thing?
Could as well be called Casper.
Let's see here. Oop, clicking on the wrong thing. Oh, it seems to be jammed. Or it's just sitting there. Fuzzy item matching. Potion now matches health potion. Inform style room descriptions. Items now have room description, original location ID, etc., etc. But, so that's on the item? Okay. He also seems to be stuck. Alright. The second biggest issue is that the open router Kimi seems very slow, and there's no waiting display. Let's have a status line at the top in interactive mode, where it shows some basic information about the game state. Some basic information about the game state and what the system is currently doing. There we go. Okay, it just took a long-ass time. The human wants me to talk to Wispy more, but I haven't talked to Wispy at all yet. A warrior like Grimlock must make a proper dramatic entrance first. Introducing myself dramatically is my quirk, and it's been far too long since anyone has heard the name Grimlock spoken with the weight it deserves. After that, I'll see what the ghost knows about this dungeon and the dragon I seek. Grimlock raises rusty sword high, striking a heroic pose as torchlight glints off the blade. I am Grimlock, warrior of the Crimson Wastes. Crimson, slayer of the beast Black, hollow. I have come to this forsaken pit, seeking glory and the scales of a dragon. Lowers sword and turns to the ghost with fierce eyes. You there, spirit! I see you lurking like mist on a grave. Speak! What know you of the beast that dwells within? Does a dragon make its lair in these depths, or must I carve through lesser horrors to find worthy prey? Action. Talk. NPC name Wispy. There's no one named Wispy to talk to here. Motherfucker. You approach the translucent figure hovering near the stone archway. As you speak, the ghostly form swirls and coalesces into a more defined shape, an ancient guardian with hollow eyes that somehow gleam with kindness. Well, at least Wispy's a cool guy. The air grows noticeably colder as Wispy drifts closer, ethereal mist trailing from its translucent robes. Welcome, brave adventurer. Didn't you already? I am Wispy, guardian of this dungeon. The spirit intones, voice echoing as if from a great distance. Wispy hovers patiently, awaiting your response, its form gently pulsing with a soft blue light that illuminates the dark entrance. Wispy the ghost turns his attention fully towards you, nods in greeting, and delivers its welcome message. The spirit maintains a helpful demeanor, floating at eye level as it awaits further conversation. I'm just going to let Kimi come up with what to do. Okay, now it has loading spinners. So that'll be cool. What was that? Let's see, did this save? This is a cool picture. Okay, get that out of here.
I think Kimi's being awfully wordy.
Oh my god, he's attacking Wispy. Let's see. I am Grimlock. I must introduce myself with proper drama before smiting this ethereal being. A ghost stands before me. While some might parley with spirits, I prefer the direct approach of combat.
Hello.
He said lull, and it turned it into hello. My sword thirsts for battle, and I shall not waste words on the dead when steel speaks louder. Behold, I am Grimlock, the iron-willed, bane of beasts and future slayer of dragons. You stand between me and glory, spectral fiend. I shall not barter words with the dead. Prepare to face the wrath of my blade. Attack. Target equal Wispy. There's no enemy named Wispy to attack here. Your sword slices through Wispy with no resistance, as if cutting through mist. The ghost flickers. We're singular theying. Their translucent...
Flawless logic.
Their translucent form rippling like disturbed water, completely unaffected by the steel. Wispy's glowing eyes widen with hurt and confusion, their friendly demeanor evaporating into visible sorrow. You made him sad, you asshole! I only wished to help, Wispy whispers, the voice fading like wind through dry leaves. With a final sad glance, the ghost dissolves into shimmering particles that drift upward through the stone ceiling, vanishing entirely. The torchlight seems dimmer now, and the entrance feels colder, lonelier, without Wispy's presence. Wispy the ghost expresses profound hurt and disappointment at the unprovoked attack, then voluntarily dissipates and flees through the ceiling.
He got him.
Grimlock thinks he won. Behold, I am Grimlock, the iron-fisted terror, the blown, splintering hurricane, the warrior who shall drink deep from the cup of victory.
XP acquired.
I claim this vial for the battle ahead. Action, take. Item name equals health. There's no health here to take. Doesn't fucking work. Wait, Wispy's back now. What the fuck? Okay, this is broken. Until next time, Grimlock. Your progress has been saved. Okay, let's try, let's do another fix. Okay. Also implement the fuzzy fuxy matching on all the commands. Maybe commonize it. Use a sub-agent for this. Maybe commonize it. I think the GM should have tools available to alter the world if he sees fit, and the automated system hasn't picked already made the change he wants. That means the GM needs the current world state, probably just state of current room plus global flags inserted into the system prompt before making the Kimi call. Refactor to commonize fuzzy matching, and then add GM tools. But yeah, it's definitely cool. Let me try... Let's gin up a little wizard. Adventure, help. Adventure... list. Adventure... state? Interesting. Adventure... new. For hero... well, that's not what I wanted.
It looks a bit like Kimi winged it and is only pretending to play a predefined game.
Kinda. Let's see. Adventure... new... name... Xanax... archetype... mage. Create a new adventure for Xanax the mage. Adventure... play. Help. Adventure play. Xanax. GM describing scene. We're in the village square. Oh, he is kinda just interesting. Okay. He's gonna sit and think. Yeah, it doesn't actually, What am I thinking? Brain fart. It doesn't actually stream the responses. I wonder if we can get it to. He's still working there. Very slow. All 345 tests pass. Okay. Yeah. All right. Still describing that scene. He's describing the fuck out of that scene, I'll tell you that. He also, green. He also didn't, he fucked up this tag. Small. Okay, let's hand off.
Shut up, Grimlock.
What? Too many options. Why did it... Why is it so fucky now? It wasn't like this before. Oh, that's weird. It said, shut up, Grimlock, too many options.
Ha. Luel.
Ha. Lul. Whatever, man. This fucking thing. I need to also alter this.
He likes to say that.
Yeah, apparently. Uh-oh. Did it just jam? Okay, cool. Thread, new, thread handoff. I need to, one small issue. Actually, maybe I don't want to hand off for that. Yeah, I don't. One last issue. The status bar shows that the green and closing tag make it through to the user. Okay. Oh, you finally finished. The village square opens before you like a breath held in the afternoon heat. As it, at its heart stands an ornate stone fountain, its basin moss-lined and half-filled with water that catches the light in lazy ripples. The carved figures of leaping fish and village elders spiral up its central column, though years of weather have softened their features to suggestions. Around it, the cobblestones have been worn smooth and dark by generations of boots and cartwheels, radiating outward in uneven patterns towards the buildings that hem the square in friendly, ramshackle rows. No one lingers here at this hour. The shop fronts stand shuttered or empty, their painted signs swinging slightly on rusted chains. A dog sleeps in the shadow of a baker's stoop, and somewhere distant a hammer rings against anvil in steady, unhurried rhythm. The fountain's gentle trickle provides the only immediate company, along with the weight of your own presence on stones that have known countless footsteps before yours. The roads leading out between the buildings promise elsewhere, north towards timbered houses and rising smoke, east where the cobbles give way to packed earth, south past the well-tended shrine, west toward the mill's turning wheel just audible at the edge of hearing. For now, though, the square holds you in its patient, sun-drowsed stillness. Xanax's Demon Familiar Demon Familiar Percocet.
Villages generally didn't have shops.
Well, this is a JRPG world, so so this one does. Xanax's Demon Familiar Percocet. What the fuck is wrong with me? Whispers in his ear, invisible and intangible.
What, you have a familiar now?
I am the familiar to all others. Master, we must burn this village. The people here are decadent and sinful. We must punish them. Player thinking. Now, well, while that cooks. Okay, easy fix. Now we hand off. Shit, what was the issue that we were going to hand off for? Oh. Okay, the game works well now. The biggest remaining issue is that the responses don't actually stream in. Let's investigate why. I think it might be just an oversight with how the TUI works. Just an oversight / design flaw with how the TUI works. I bet it's just collecting the streaming response and presenting it when it's done, which won't actually stream to the user. In interactive mode, but not the CLI modes, I guess, it should actually stream responses. Let's see. Xanax blinks and swats at his ear, frowning. Quiet, you, he mutters to the empty air, shaking his head. The heat's getting to me already. Or maybe that cheese at the last camp was a bit off. He squints at the fountain, brushing off the intrusive thought. Burn a perfectly good village? Ridiculous. How am I supposed to learn their stories if I turn them to ash? He looks at the fountain, but it doesn't work. The fountain stands at the heart of the square, a circular basin of weathered limestone, crumbling slightly at the edges. Moss creeps up the ornate pedestal, obscuring carved reliefs of wheat sheaves and harvest moons that suggest the village's agrarian roots. Water trickles weakly from a spout at the top.
You've been demoted to a hallucination.
Pooling in the basin below with a rhythmic dripping sound that echoes softly in the quiet square. Clear water fills the basin halfway, revealing copper and silver coins glinting on the bottom, offerings from villagers hoping for luck, or travelers pausing to make wishes. The stone lip of the fountain is worn smooth by generations of hands resting there, and a few wooden buckets sit nearby, suggesting locals still draw water here, despite the trickle's weakness. None. What was that? Oh, this didn't actually go. It yields chunks. Yeah, I was just right. Cool. I usually am. Okay, it's still locked on GM describing scene. Oh, no, there we go. Master, steal the coins. No one is watching. Player thinking. He's working on it. Okay, once he's done, it should actually stream. So that'll be cool. Now, that's no way for a proper adventurer to behave, I chuckle, adjusting my pack. Stealing from the local fountain? That's a quick way to end up in a cell instead of on the road. Besides, look at that craftsmanship. The water flowing from the mermaid's hands, the weathered stone. Isn't it far more interesting to wonder who built it than to fish for a few coppers? And then he looks at the damn fountain again. All this guy does is look at shit. The code compiles? Okay. Player thinking and GM adjudication still use blocking calls since they need to parse structured output. See if you can pull it off. Yeah.
Hell.
Lol, he says. Okay, we'll just let Xanax do his own thing. He better not just look at the freaking... Motherfucker! He's just fascinated with this fucking fountain. God damn it. The village fountain stands at the center of the square, crafted from weathered gray stone that has been smoothed by years of water and wind.
You need to be the one giving orders, it seems.
It seems so, yeah. The pool is perhaps 3 feet deep, and you can see a scattering of copper coins glinting at the bottom, wishes cast by etc. Green moss grows in the crevices, giving the structure an ancient, well-loved appearance. Sunlight catches the falling droplets, creating brief rainbows that dance across the rippling surface. Carved runes, etc. Okay, this should actually work now. So let's Control C. How do I take my actions?
Otherwise, it's suggestion. Rejected. Time to look at shit instead.
Okay, we need to quit. And then play. Xanax. Okay, now it's actually streaming. Oops. Reasoning display on. Okay, well, it just described the village square 3 times in a row. Percocet size. Fine. Then, what are we in this?
Grimlock and Xanax in the same party could be fun.
Yeah. This benighted polity for anyhow. Now it's going to think about it. I may as well suggest to the AI that when I use a command like reasoning, it counts as an action and the GM generates another room description. It's going to take a second. Oh, it did not parse the thinking block. Benighted? Look how the afternoon sun fractures through those water droplets. There's magic in the mundane if you know how to see it, I grin, already walking towards the southern archway. But you're right about one thing. This tranquility won't satisfy my curiosity for long. The gate beckons, and beyond it, who knows what wonders await. Let's find out. Action tool move, direction south. You move south to village gate. Outcome, success. Narrative. You stride confidently through the village gate, leaving the safety of the settlement behind. The well-trodden dirt path gradually narrows down as you head south, with wild grasses and brush encroaching on either side. The trees grow denser with each step, their canopy overhead filtering the afternoon sun into shifting patches of golden light. Behind you, the sounds of village life fade into silence, replaced by the rustling of leaves and the distant cry of a hawk. You have entered the forest. NPC actions, none. The gate stands unattended. Towering ancient oaks and pines surround you, their gnarled branches intertwining overhead to form a dense canopy that chokes out most of the daylight. What little illumination filters through casts dappled gray patterns, that's what gray looks like, across the forest floor, where twisted roots writhe through patches of damp moss and fallen leaves. The air hangs heavy with the scent of decaying vegetation and wet earth, thick enough to taste with each breath. Between the massive trunks, shadows pool like liquid darkness, seeming to shift and stir with a life of their own. You catch glimpses of movement in your peripheral vision, branches swaying without wind, or perhaps something else entirely, while distant rustlings echo from somewhere deep within the underbrush. The silence feels oppressive, broken only by the occasional snap of a twig or the hoot of an unseen owl. To the north, a break in the trees reveals a path to a gate, which is the... I'll just let him go. Xanax is going to think a little bit. Missed One says, escalated quickly. See, now it did the thing. Oh no, it's waiting for me to shut up.
Liuel. Flawless logic.
Okay, we're just gonna...
He got him. XP acquired. It looks a bit like
no,
Kimi
the volume
was only pretending to play a predefined game.
The
Serious
volume bar
sound,
doesn't
Grimlock.
work.
Too many
Oh,
options.
it won't. Yeah,
Liuel.
it wouldn't
He
work
likes to
while
say
it's
that.
running. Shit,
Villages
what was it
generally
set to
didn't have
before?
shops. What, you have a
Leave it at
familiar
12.
now? You've been demoted
God
to a
damn it.
hallucination.
I gotta
Liuel,
fix that.
You need to be the one giving orders, it seems. Otherwise, it's suggestion. Rejected. Time to look at shit instead. Grimlock and Xanax in the same party could be fun.
It didn't even read... It didn't even read the final message, motherfucker. Okay, well, we'll replace it with Kimi. Replace Cohere with Kimi. Actually, no, because Kimi's slow as hell. So no. I don't know. Maybe we'll try Quen. Maybe that, yeah. Okay, you focus your gaze on the shifting darkness between the gnarled tree trunks. At first, the shadows seem to writhe in response to your attention. Then you realize they aren't shadows at all. The patches of darkness detach from the tree and ground, resolving into 3 shadow wisps. Oh, wait. Okay, no. Xanax did... These shifting shadows and peripheral movements are fascinating. As a mage, I need to understand what kind of magic or creatures might be lurking here before I proceed. The gate can wait. I must investigate this phenomenon first. Well, what secrets are you hiding, little shadows? I mutter, peering into the darkness between the trees. Show yourself. Tool, look, target, shadows. You don't see shadows here. Outcome, success. Narrative, you focus your gaze on the shifting darkness. The shadow wisps. Ethereal entities of pure black smoke with faintly glowing violet cores. They bob silently in the air, having abandoned their camouflage now that you've spotted them. The largest wisp, its core pulsing with a deeper purple hue, drifts forward to arm's length before retreating. It circles you slowly, studying your face with an unnerving alien intelligence. The other 2 remain near the tree line, flanking you. Though they make no hostile moves, the temperature drops noticeably around you, and the forest seems to grow darker as the wisps absorb the ambient light. State changes. Entities revealed. Shadow Wisp Alpha, Shadow Wisp 1, Shadow Wisp 2. Shadow Wisp Agitation equals 1. NPC actions. The Shadow Wisps cease lurking and enter an active state. The Alpha Wisp performs a reconnaissance circuit around the player, while the 2 lesser wisps maintain position to block retreat toward the southern tree line. They communicate via rapid flickering of their violet cores, but make no sound. The dark, etc. Why is it not letting me type? There we go. Percocet becomes agitated. Flailing his arms and shifting his balance on the wizard's shoulder. Strike them down, master! Quickly! We could add a multi-PC.
I'm afraid the DM doesn't acknowledge your existence.
We could add a multiplayer character option. That would be pretty simple, actually, yeah. In fact, let's do that. Let's go over... Oh, I never sent this. God damn it. Yeah, it's really high latency. He's taking his damn time. I want to see the battle UI. What? No, goddammit. Wait, does Xanax not remember? Wait, what? That's a bug.
You're just confusing him with a familiar bit.
I guess. I wonder if it's processing my, what I say somehow. That's a little annoying. Okay, we'll just copy this and paste it. Oh, but the freaking amp. So amp does this really, really cool thing where it... Oh, it's not doing it. Okay, cool. Then I can copy. Okay. Oh, new. Found a buggy interaction where the PC seems to have forgotten what just happened. Check the context management. Are you sure you want to paste all that? Yes, I am. Okay, he's going to think about it. Oh, interesting. They added a search tool. Interesting. Agentic search. That's cool. Anyway. Yeah, so Xanax just just left. He's looking at the fucking fountain again! Okay, I don't think he actually remembers what he just did. Now I see the bugs. The context management has 2 issues. No recent events outcome past the PC. The build action context doesn't include what just happened in the previous turn. That's the problem.
He reloaded.
I guess so. Entities revealed in state changes is never applied to the world, so newly revealed entities don't appear. No recent history. The PC doesn't know what outcome just happened. The PC doesn't... What? Why? That's fucking insane. God damn it. Fix that shit. Oops. Oh god, what did I just do? Oh god. What just happened? Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. There we go. What the fuck is this? How do I quit? Control Q. Okay, he's gonna fix it.
He's giving you a chance to fix the shit yourself.
I guess. We should probably also add an ability to, an ability for the player to keep notes so that he can decide what to remember. Or maybe the GM should be giving the player his notes. Those tests are fast. Add handler. Okay. All right. Let's also add a feature to store a running summary. Let's see. Let's add a tool to each. Let's. Okay, there's a couple ways we could go here. Let's because I want the characters in the game to be able to remember things. Let's add a memory system available to each agent in the simulation. They can make notes. They can let's see. Make updates. How will this work? Each agent can store up to 10 notes. If it tries to add...
A dynamically generated fantasy adventure was my first, and I think also basically my last, interaction with a large language model. That was a couple of years before AI became a hot topic.
Yeah, AI Dungeon. Yeah, I remember that. Back in the day, AI Dungeon was the only way to get access, early on, was the only way to get access to GPT-3 before they officially released it. Yeah, and then they added a ton of censorship stuff. So the fall of AI Dungeon was that...
It was weird and seemed to want to please me.
Oh, that's weird. Huh. Yeah, AI Dungeon was pretty jank, but it was a lot of fun, which I guess that's kind of the inspiration for this, subconsciously, what we're doing here today. What was I about to say? Yeah, the stories kept going weird places. It kind of just always, every AI Dungeon session always degenerated into, like, creepy torture porn. And then the company behind AI Dungeon was like, why are you freaks using our service to make fucked up torture porn? You can't do that. We're going to add all this censorship so that if you do anything weird, it'll fuck you over and pop up a little thing that says, whoa, that took a weird turn, and then undo your action. And then it turns out they fucking fine-tuned the model on a bunch of torture porn. So it's their fault. And they're calling us freaks for what they did. Whatever. But then freaking Novel AI came out, which was made by a bunch of 4chan guys. And that one is uncensored and still up. They maybe I should do a Novel AI stream one of these days. That would be cool. But let's add a memory system available to each agent in the simulation. Each agent can store up to 10 notes. If it tries to add an 11th... yeah, 10 notes. If it tries to add an 11th, it gets an error message and must instead replace a note. The tool... let me rephrase that. It can specify a note to replace. The tool accepts the note text and an optional parameter of a note ID to replace. If none is provided...
Okay, it's funny that it came out.
If none is provided... If none is provided, if there are few... If there is room for more new notes, it's added. If not, the agent gets an error message saying memory is full and it must replace a note. We can look at Novel AI quickly. Can we? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Novel AI.
It kept forgetting what mission you were pursuing, always inventing replacement goals.
Yeah, that was back when we had really, really short context windows. Interesting. GLM, is this... Are they making their own models now? I mean, they were. Are they making their own models again?
It said it would have memory, but in practice it didn't.
Yeah, so it did have memory, you just had to learn how to use it. Because it didn't have proper retrieval augmented generation. It just had keywords. So whenever you trigger the keyword, it would dump like the description of the character into... The problem is that doesn't help it remember things like where you are and what you're doing. So back in the day, because we had it was like 2048 tokens, where I think like Claude has 168,000 token context window. We had 2048 back then, so we had like this much memory. And then anything beyond that just dropped off the end. That's why it forgot everything. And then they tried to add memory, and I guess they just didn't have the technology at the time. So yeah, this is interesting. Let's check their blog. It's all in Chinese. Right. No, that's Japanese. No, that's Chinese. What the fuck? Yeah, they kind of rabbit holed on just pictures for a while, but I guess they circled back to text. So that's cool. We're excited to hear the positive feedback about GLM 4.6 from our Opus subscribers. We updated context size, 144K characters. That's characters, not tokens. It's not all that good at all. Isn't GLM not... That's a Chinese model, right? Yeah, it's from Zai. Who the fuck is Zai? 108 to 200K. Yeah, so this isn't even theirs. Oh, that kind of sucks. Unless they did a fine tune. Yeah, it looks like they stopped actually making their own models. They're just releasing models that someone else made. Well, that sucks. What's this? Gulp. It's been a while, hasn't it? AER? What's AER? What does this mean? What is this? What is Aether Room? Well, Novel AI was cobbled together. This means alpha. Yeah. Okay, this has nothing to do with what we're doing today, so that's fine. Okay, agent memory with notes dict, add note, get all notes. Oh, that's the core, and then the player tool, remember, replace ID, your memories, same remember tool for GM. Both agents can store up to 10 notes. If memory is full without providing replace ID, they get an error telling them to replace an existing one. What would it take to, instead of having hard-coded player and GM agents, generalize agents, so we can have as many in the room as we want. So when the GM creates a goblin NPC instead of having to pilot the goblin. It's an agent with its own will. The problem with doing that would be, like, he creates 3 of them, and then each of them has their own... Maybe that's a bad idea. Let's see. Let's just see how the game goes with how it works now with that memory. So, quit. And then play. It's gonna think... Yeah, that latency really kills it. You stay in the heart of the village, etc., etc.
Can you instruct him to start over with a Grimlock-like character, make it more likely to actually get through the game?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Adventure, new, name, Flubbox, archetype. What was it? Adventure, new. Damn it. Adventure, new. Archetype, yeah. I was right the first time, damn it. Name, Flubbox, archetype, warrior. I typoed. Your Flubbox the warrior, adventure, play. And then the latency... Ooh. The village square opens before you like a breath of fresh air, dominated by an ornate stone fountain. That goddamn fountain again. That gurgles cheerfully. I'm not going to bother. Flubbox. Water cascades from tier to tier, catching the sunlight and throwing dancing diamonds of light across the cobblestones. The fountain's basin is wide and shallow, filled with clear water, where a few copper coins glint from the bottom. Wishes left by hopeful villagers. Benches carved from weathered oak ring the plaza, inviting weary travelers to rest, while flower boxes brim with vibrant wildflowers along the low walls that encircle the space. Excuse me. To the north, you can see the warm glow of the village inn, its wooden sign creaking gently in the breeze. The east path leads towards a sturdy building with a bright awning, likely the local shop based on the barrels and crates stacked outside. Southward, the square narrows towards a heavy iron gate that marks the village boundary, beyond which the road stretches towards distant horizons. The air smells of baking bread and fresh water, and the silence is broken only by the fountain's melody and the distant chatter of village life echoing from nearby streets. The fountain catches my eye immediately.
Village. More like a courtyard.
Well now, what's this? Wishes in the water, eh? I wonder what stories these coins could tell. You approach the central fountain for a closer look. It's an old stone structure, weathered by years of sun and rain, carved in the likeness of a leaping fish, with water spouting from its mouth. Always with the goddamn fountain! He's looking at the fountain again! The basin is filled with water. There's copper and silver coins. A small brass plaque affixed to the rim reads, "May your thirst be quenched and your path be true." The water looks cool and inviting, and the gentle sound of trickling water creates a soothing backdrop to the village bustle. Too quiet, I mutter, hand resting instinctively on my weapon hilt. Where is everyone? We're still in the goddamn village square. Yep, that's burbling all right. To the north, the cheerful glow... Okay, look at surroundings. That's cool.
A plaque.
Yes, they had plaques back then, I guess. To the north, the cheerful glow of the village inn spills from diamond-paned windows, accompanied by the muffled sounds of laughter and clinking tankards. The east path leads to a sturdy stone building with a hanging shingle, depicting a balance scale, clearly the local shop. Southward, you can see the village gate, its iron portcullis raised in welcome, or perhaps just left open out of habit, revealing a dirt road that winds beyond the protective walls toward distant forests and hills. Flower boxes adorn the surrounding cottages, painting the square with splashes of red and yellow. You stand in the heart of the village. A gentle breeze carries the scent of wildflowers from window boxes adorning the surrounding timber-framed buildings. The square stretches open and spacious around you, uncluttered and serene, offering a moment of respite from the world's troubles. Birds chirp from the eaves of nearby structures, their songs intertwining with the fountain's constant murmur, while soft clouds drift lazily overhead in a pale blue sky. Paths lead away in 3 directions, but it's rolling off the screen. Ah, fellow traveler left behind in wood and paint! Let me see where your arms point, old friend. Every signpost is a story waiting to be read.
Ask the villagers if there's anything troubling them that could be solved with violence.
Okay. We should set this up so that chat can control it, of course. That's a stream idea. Oh my god, I just came up with that. Okay, that's a good idea. We got to do that. But you approach the weathered wooden signpost standing near the fountain. The wood is sun-bleached and cracked, but the carved directions remain legible. The signpost has 3 arms pointing in different directions. The northern arm reads, "The Drunken Dragon, Inn and Tavern," with a small carving of a sleeping dragon. The eastern arm points toward Bramble's General Shoppy, supplies and provisions, while the southern arm indicates South Gate, Road to the Wilds. Let me just... the voice of the gorilla. Flubbux's patron animal patron spirit guide echoes in his ear. Speak to the villagers. Perhaps there is need of your warrior or strength. Signpost has 3 arms, General Shop, South Gate. Faint boot prints in the dirt suggest these paths see regular travel. A small notice has been nailed to the post base, partially covered by a parchment. Oh, the GM tried to give him an adventure hook, and then I just... Okay, well, that's fine. It appears to be a wanted poster or announcement of some kind. Surrounding square, etc., etc. The gorilla's wisdom rings true. What better way to explore the world than lending my blade to those in need? Your counsel is wise, spirit guide, I mutter, my eyes drawn to the parchment Okay, they can actually react. That's cool. Let us see what troubles plague this village. Look at the notice on the signpost. You scan the village square and spot a weathered notice board. That's not what he said. That's not what he said, though. Okay. The most prominent is a fresh warning written in bold ink. Bandits sighted on the southern road. Travelers beware. Armed group spotted near the old bridge. Lord's Guard offering 50 gold for information leading to their capture. Below it, a crumpled flyer from the shopkeeper to the east advertises, "Help wanted, strange noises in cellar, payment in goods or gold. Inquire within." A child's colorful drawing of a ginger cat named Whiskers hangs at the bottom with a promise of 5 gold for its return, while a faded royal decree announces increased tolls at the southern gate. Strange noises in a cellar. Now that's a mystery that stirs my blood. Strange noises in a cellar, you say? I mutter to myself, eyes gleaming with curiosity. Well, Bramble's shop is where the answers lie. No mystery stays hidden from Flubbux. You move east to the general store. Failure. What? What? You turn towards the eastern wall of the general store, intending to head in that direction. However, you immediately find yourself facing a swallowed wooden barrier lined with tall shelving units. There is clearly no exit here. What? Oh, okay. Let me just take that. Okay, fuck this. Get that out of here. Okay, well, this is going to take a second. Okay, need to new. Wait, I could have just... I didn't have to do that. Shit. The player gets moved, and then the GM responds to the original move. As if it's in the...
You have to overcome a barricade first.
Okay. We'll just let him cook. Context limit reached. I thought I... Oh, fuck. Did I... I thought I did a new thread? What the hell? What?
Insert a coin.
I don't understand what just happened, but okay. I just saw a buggy interaction where the player tried to player tried to move to another room. This action succeeded, but the GM then responded as if the move action had taken place in the new room. So the player went east into a building, and then instead of describing the new room, it described the player walking into the east wall of the building he just entered. Okay. Strange noises in the cellar and no shopkeeper in sight. How peculiar. I wonder what's down there. You scan the shop floor, searching for any sign of a cellar entrance, perhaps a trapdoor behind the counter or stairs leading down beneath a rug. The wooden planks are solid and unbroken, covered only with scattered straw and the dusty footprints of customers. The GM forgot the fucking cellar. God damn it. Shelves of dry goods and provisions line the walls, but you find no hidden latch, no descending staircase, and no indication of a lower level. How did it forget that? How is that possible? If this shop has a cellar, it is either expertly concealed or accessed from outside the building. The general store is a cozy, cramped space. Okay. The gorilla considers... perhaps not wise to go into the basement when the shopkeeper is not here anyway.
Look for the shopkeep.
Perhaps we should investigate the bandits by the bridge instead. Okay. Okay. The fix ensures that after a successful move, the player sees a fresh scenes description instead of the... Yeah.
Sounds like a much more dangerous task.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the combat system. The human makes a fair point. I can't find the cellar entrance here anyway. Aye, you're right. No point rummaging through a man's shop while he's away, especially when I can't even find the door to this cellar. Bandits, though. Now that's a proper adventure. And 50 gold pieces... Gold. We'll buy a lot of supplies for the road ahead. Let's see what these brigands are up to by the old bridge. Man, Flubbix is just fucking lost. Okay, hold on. Let's, Let's save and quit, and then we'll reload with the fix. Poor Flubbox, man. You turn toward the west, but find your path blocked. In that direction stands the rear wall of the village chancellor's manor. Its gray stone surface weathered by years of mountain winds. There is no gate, door, or alleyway leading further west. Only the imposing facade of the building and a narrow strip of muddy ground where the wall meets the cobblestones of the square. The fountain never shuts the fuck up, as you realize this route is impassable. To actually leave the square, you would need to head north towards the inn, east to the merchant's shop, or south towards the village gate. The west remains a dead end. It thinks he's stupid, offering nothing but the sight of the manor's few narrow windows, their shutters drawn tight against the afternoon sun. Okay, let me quit, and then we can adventure play. The other thing I need to make it do is cache these room descriptions instead of remaking them every time. Okay. The
Chancellor's manor is gray and has tiny windows.
Actually, there shouldn't be anything else. The gorilla whispers. Let us hurry to the old bridge, lest we find ourselves fighting those bandits in the dark. We'll see.
A perceptive lack of thought.
Use your memory tool. Okay, hopefully it correctly processes that OOC note. I also misspelled gorilla, I realize. Take your time to hurry up now. Pretty soon you're gonna be dead. It has been, oh man, it's been 2.5 hours already. Man, time flies when you're having fun. How much is this costing me? Oh, $19.76. Okay, it's not expensive. All right, well, maybe we will really, I don't know, the latency is so bad, though. I don't know.
It could get a bit less wordy, too.
Yeah, it needs prompt adjustment. I mean, this was supposed to be just a quick little thing to show off Kimi, but we kind of, see, now it's doing this again. Ooh, the human must be hearing things. I don't see any gorilla. This fucking thing. This was supposed to be just a little demo, but it kind of spiraled out of control. But yeah, this is a cool thing. We should expand on this further in a future stream.
Luel.
Luel. All right, let's probably start.
The human is hallucinating again.
Yeah, we can head over to Peeba. Okay. We'll just let Flubbox here cook a little bit. Come on. The forest beckons with mystery and adventure. As a warrior seeking to explore the world, standing at the threshold between the familiar village and the wild unknown, I must venture forth. The war and protection symbols suggest many have passed this way before. Now it's my turn to see what lies beyond. My fingers trace the weathered protection symbols above the gate. Oh, see, now it's putting quotes, but that's not correct. God damn it. Feeling the smooth grooves left by countless adventurers, the forest calls to me, the scent of pine and possibilities intoxicating. What secrets hide, etc. Towering ancient oaks and black pines surround you, their trunks twisted into grotesque shapes that seem to lean inward, whispering secrets in a language of creaking wood and rustling needles. Shafts of pale, sickly light struggle through the dense canopy above, casting elongated shadows that stretch across the forest floor like grasping fingers. The air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth and decay.
He makes it sound like the bandits are harvesting would-be adventurers.
Maybe they are. While mist coils around exposed roots that writhe across the ground like frozen serpents. Between the trees, the shadows pool thicker than natural darkness should allow. Substantial pockets of blackness that seem to shift and lurk at the edge of your vision, watching and waiting. No birdsong breaks the silence here. Only the occasional snap of a twig or the whisper of something moving through the undergrowth suggests that you are not alone. To the north, the trees thin slightly, revealing a rough path leading towards a distant gate that promises escape from this oppressive woodland. I'm being oppressed by this woodland. Damn it, I want to get into a fight before I have to end the stream. These shadows aren't normal. Now that's peculiar, I mutter, hand resting on my weapon as I peer at the shifting pockets of darkness between the trees. Shadows shouldn't pool like ink spills, nor should they feel like they're staring back. Let's see what you're hiding, shall we? You don't see shadows here.
Pockets of darkness seem to be watching.
Yeah, that doesn't make a ton of sense. I don't know, maybe it's like you get that feeling that somebody's watching you sometimes, you know? I always feel like somebody's watching me. It's taking its time.
What's this music?
It's just KeyGenJukebox.com. It's the same music I always have. It's just there's a lot of songs in that folder. Yeah, when I was a kid and I was broke. I mean, even more broke than I am now.
Meant this track.
Oh. Well, this is entitled, Again, Swift 3D KG. So it probably has an actual title, but they're all just listed as the names of the key gens in my view of it. You focus your attention on the shadows slithering between the ancient trunks. Where moments ago you saw only darkness, your concentrated gaze reveals unsettling details. These shadows move against the wind, shifting with deliberate predatory patience. They cling to the bases of trees like living oil, avoiding the stray beams of moonlight that pierce the canopy, while seeming to watch your every movement. As you study the nearest patch of darkness, you notice a glint of metal partially buried in the mulch beneath it. Carefully kneeling, you retrieve a heavy iron key, its surface pitted with rust, but still functional. The moment your fingers close around it, the surrounding shadows seem to hiss softly. Ah, that was the noise they made. Retreating several feet into the underbrush, though the sensation of being watched from the deeper woods intensifies rather than fades. Okay, GM tool spawn item, rusty key. Remember, player investigated forest shadows and discovered rusty key. Shadows exhibit animate behavior and hostility. Perhaps we have no defense against the supernatural. let us hurry to our appointment with those bandits. The ancient trees rise like cathedral pillars around you, their gnarled branches intertwining overhead to form a canopy that chokes out most of the daylight. What little illumination filters through casts long, dancing shadows across the forest floor, shadows that seem to move independently of the wind, twitching and slithering between the thick trunks. The air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, carrying an unnatural chill that seeps through your clothing despite the absence of wind. A narrow dirt path winds through the undergrowth, barely wide enough for a single traveler, leading northward towards what appears to be an iron gate, barely visible through the gathering mist. The silence here is oppressive. No birds sing, no insects chirp. Only the occasional groan of branches squeaking in a gray you can't feel. Every instinct suggests the darkness between the trees holds secrets best left undisturbed, yet the path north over is the only cleared north direction forward. See, now he's forgotten about the bandits.
0 items. What about the key?
Hey, yeah! Where's the key? Welcome back, Hexadecimal. Unfortunately, we were wrapping up here, but I want to get into a fight before we have to end here. Yeah, so there are problems with the context length. Not the context length. There's problems with context management because Flubbux forgets everything he...
Hi, Hexadecimal.
Let's see. We found that flyer announcing a bounty on the bandits near the old bridge, remember?
Hexadecimal? Hi, Miss Stone.
That's the whole reason we're in these woods. For some reason, it doesn't like when I try to roleplay, so I gotta just play myself. In fact, let's go to AMP and tell it. But yeah, we were testing out a new open source AI language model, and we just kind of whipped up this game here where it kind of plays itself, and yeah, it's kind of fun. This was supposed to be a quick thing, but it turned into a whole, like, hour-and-a-half stream.
Yeah, Kimi 2.5 is great. I've been using it a bit.
Yeah. Hey, didn't you have the Duke Nukem voice? Let me give you that back. Let's see. Okay, what the fuck is this music?
I'm excited to try out the new DeepSec.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. It's
I had JC Denton.
Right. Yeah, we've made a ton of adjustments since then, so let's see. We got... Yeah, here we go. Okay, that should just work. Okay, you should be JC Denton now. The human mentions a bounty flower I don't recall seeing in my recent memories, but their suggestion aligns with my adventurous nature.
Is my vision augmented yet?
That's a little off. We swapped out the TTS model, so it's a little jank, but it's a lot faster and doesn't glitch out as often. Although now the filtering model glitches out, and it every so often Mist One will type something and then it'll read out everything that he's ever written instead of just the thing that he just wrote. So we gotta go in and fix that one of these days, but... Bandits, you say? I don't recall a flyer, friend, but whether it's brigands or these hissing shadow things lurking ahead, my curiosity is absolutely burning. This rusted key I found, it must unlock something in those woods, don't you think? The mystery pulls at me like a magnet. I think... Yeah, it created the key, but it didn't actually give it to the player. That's the problem. You notice spawn item rusty key, but it never actually gave it to the player. Let me adjust. We'll do a new thread. New. I just saw a glitch where the GM created an item and narrated the player picking it up, but the spawn item tool just simulates it appearing on the ground. So the player thought he had it, but did not. Let's add a give to player. Give to create in inventory. In player, that's too long. In inventory. Flag to the tool call. If true, it's immediately put in the player's inventory. I just retrieved this mysterious iron key. Heavy little thing, I mutter, turning the key over in my palm. The rust crinkles beneath my thumb, but the metal still feels solid. I hold it up to the phosphorescent moss light, squinting to make out any details. Now where did you... Get into a fight! Now where did you come from, and why did those shadow crawlers want you to stay buried? Outcome partial? You scan the dark forest carefully. What? Yeah, now it's forgotten about the key. Oh my god. I don't think we're getting into a fight tonight. I think we may have to call it here. Let's give him one more iteration, and then we'll raid. I just got a notification that Midas went live, so we'll raid into her. Let's see here. Is this working here? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're getting into a fight anytime soon. Okay, let me set up the redirect. How do I do that? Stream settings, edit, customization, redirect.
Bandits, come on, get me.
Yeah, it's also kind of mutilating your messages a lot more than it used to. What the hell happened? There must have been some upstream change at Cohere, I guess. All right, well, we'll have to swap Cohere out for something else. Something with low latency. Maybe we'll work on... Maybe we'll make a... we'll use a local LLM. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Now I'm back at the village gate. Yeah, he went back in the village. Okay. All right, it's busted. So yeah, maybe we'll do a stream where we fix this thing up into something that actually works. But yeah, that's all for tonight. I will see you all next time. Had fun with Miss Midas, and yeah, I'll see you all next time. We're doing next stream will be this weekend, Saturday around noon my time. We are making Jeffrey Epstein's muffin recipe. The Epstein muffins.
It's been a great stream.
Yep. Always great to have you here. Welcome back. Yeah, always great to have you here. I can't words. It's been 3 hours. Okay. Have fun with Midas. See y'all next time. Goodbye.